Whoops, wrong one. There we go. All right. Good afternoon. I am still setting up my desk a bit. My orcs. Nothing special with them today. Just working on numbers. My in-laws are loud in the background. Just ignore them. I always do. Let's see. All right. Webcam. Wrong one. There we go. All right. Mouse. Actually, let me. Oh, my mouse. Apple. Great. I'm so glad I can't use my mouse while it frickin' charges. Fortunately, I can stream for a few hours while it does that. We're gonna put the fucking plug on the bottom. It would be so nice if you could just plug it in and use it as a regular mouse. The plug came in like the back. Alright. My group has got they're hosting a narrative event. April-ish. I want to say mid-April. And so they're kind of. I actually don't know how a narrative event works with people. Because like, does everybody play through one table and then you just see how it goes? I don't know. But they needed 12 more orcs. I've already got 24 done. I'll probably do these ones with Mordor bases. Kind of generic, gravelly, shitty bases with dead plants. But yeah, I just got 12 of them. One of each of the old plastic models that haven't changed in 20 years. Which, you know how last time when I was complaining about painting all those 50-something Gondorian guys. So I finished the troops. Well, I got like 13 left that are just plain warriors. And I was like, okay, now that I've got those guys done, let me move on to like captains and bannermen, siege crews. Including the 13, which are like over here. Behind me. They're over here behind me. I still have like another 56 guys. Plus horses. There's 3 elves. I should do the elves before I tackle the rest of these, but I got them primed and I got the armor glossed, so that's as far as I'm taking them for now. Because I can work my way through those. I'm not playing with them just yet. I can focus on these little orcs. But we're all primed. What am I missing? Oh, my water and my brushes. Right, that's won't be able to paint much without that. Got the flusher. My father-in-law's yelling downstairs. Oh, oi, oi, oi. Oh, he whistles. It's so fucking annoying. I'm gonna. No, I can't poison my in-laws. That won't fly. My wife will be a little annoyed. Alright. Alright, let's pick out some orcish colors. We got plenty of browns. Rhinox, Capuchan, maybe some XV, and what's this other one? Mornfang. Those are decent orcish browns. I don't really want to do their skins yet. Got 2 blacks and grays. We can do Corvus black, maybe. Eshin grays, decently dark. What is it? Oh, storm vermin fur. Is Ashen Gray a... Well, I just threw that paint pot across the room. Storm Vermin's kind of a warm gray. I think Ashen's kind of a cool gray. Skaven Blight Dirge. Alright, those are kind of warmer grays. I'll use those. Maybe a little bit of... a little Dawnstone. I need it. Where's my Lead Belcher? Lead Belcher for all their crappy orc weapons. Maybe a little... bronze. There it is. Little bronze. A few browns, some greens and blues for... I think I'll save some... I think I'll do some of my... Angmar. My Angmar orcs with maybe a blue skin tone. Get some greens. Oops. My drawer stuck. It won't open. There it goes. My siege weapon is in the way. Alright. So we'll do... this one. I haven't even opened this one yet. Platinum green. Orc flesh. That's a good start. These are awfully close. Snarsic and... how about some Death Guard and... man, some of these are too close. There's a good combo. Nurgling Green and Deathworld Forest. What about... what's nice? Ooh, what happened to this one? I'm just gonna drop that one. Creed Khaki. And Elysian. That might be another interesting orc skin combo. Gray. Let's do a brownish one. How about... what's some Doom Bowl and whatever this is? Tuscorfer, that's too red. Night Questor Flesh, that ought to work. Doom Bowl and Night Questor Flesh for another pair. Leathers, browns, metals, sprays. I don't know how much else we really need. Also, aside from like a few orc heroes, like if they're not Urukai, I have not painted orcs like ever. Grishnak. My Warg Riders, I think, are the only orcs I've done. Besides a couple. That might be all I really need. A few browns, grays, a couple metals, and then some skin tones for him. That's probably it. This is gonna be a pain in the ass. I hate painting these guys. It's a trade-off. He's a little... guy's a light hit and prime him all the way. If the models are like all different and non-uniform, I'm gonna yawn. Then like they're a pain in the ass to do a bunch of. If they're very uniform, then they get super boring and tedious to do a bunch of them. It's a trade-off. Am I missing a spearman? Hold on. Oh, there it is. They need 4 swords, 2 bows, 2 two-handers, and 4 spearmen. Is that a cat at the door? No. Well. Where to start's the hard part. I guess start picking away at... well, let's start with their skin tones. Base coat those. Alright. So we've got a small brush. What's this one called anyways? Small detail brush. It's like my medium brush. Oops. Get garbage brush out. Let's start with some of the Elysian green. This one seems kind of thin. Oh, okay, yeah, this is real thin. Ooh, yeah, I'm not gonna need much of this at all. That's probably fine. Honestly, it already seems thin enough. So let's do 4 of these guys. Let's do an archer, a 2-hander, 2 swordsmen. And there. It'll just be a quick face, ears. First color on there, who cares if it runs? I don't care. That'll be enough to get it off of this brush. Right, small brush. Little loose and bloppy there. It doesn't look like he's wearing gloves. I just coat his hands. I think this bow has blades on it. It's hard to tell if it's blades or sprue, but I think it's blades because it seems too even, too symmetrical. It's that crazy doctor in BioShock saying, "This one too fat, this one too ugly, this one too symmetrical." Looks like he's got his thighs showing. The absolute territory on the orcs. The elves won't admit it, they're into it. Base coat for him. Alright, that guy's got pants. His fingers are a little exposed. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, you know what? That would be a fun stream. Going to my Animal Crossing town that I haven't touched in a couple years. I play the DS one every day, but the Switch one I played for a year straight. And then I was like, okay, I've done everything. I'll keep checking in, and then it was like too much effort. And I was like, oh, I'll check in at some point. But then as time went on, I've just gotten more and more like, maybe my villagers will hate me. Part of me's kind of afraid to log in and see if all my wolves... I had it all wolves. That's part of the fan brace. Fan brace? Is that what it is? I don't know. His neck and his chin and his ugly orky face. Ooh, there's some sprue on this one's face I didn't notice. I tried trimming them as best I could, but I didn't notice. I don't notice all of it. Don't always catch it all. Alright, there's his first coat. I should get a little pad for my elbow. Hold on, let me steal my wife's mouse. Oh, that's much better. Oh, that's gonna hurt way less in like an hour. Alright. This guy's legs are showing. But yeah, I don't think I talked about the snow days. So, North Carolina pretty much shut down the last few days because of the snow. Only a couple inches of snow, but they're just not used to it. Whatever, I dropped him. I dropped him. I think it's kind of funny because it's like I grew up upstate New York. We get plenty of snow. We get a shitload of snow. Like I've talked to people down here, and they're like, "Oh, they're like, oh my god, you live up there?" So we send some armies up there for winter training. It's like, yeah, that was we just lived there. That's how it was. Cover us in a bunch of winter gear, push us out the door, and kids will go play for hours. It's great. I miss the snow. We had a little here. It was nice, but it wasn't the 3 feet of snow I was used to. I kind of failed to prime this guy's arm right. A couple of the bristles on this brush are getting a little splayed out. What's going on? What's going on, brush? You just get some paint in here. What's going on? Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's arm. I think that's some exposed arm. It's hard to tell. Yeah, this paint, like, when I just cleaned my wet palette, I think it's absorbing a lot of water. The paint is, anyways. It's kind of thin on this guy. A little bit more. But hey, I'd rather have to go back for more paint than keep leaving blobs all over. This paint's really thin. Who's first? The archer? Shit, I might even have to do a third coat. I don't want to, but there's some spots on them that are just not. I just think the paint's just too thin. To like coat properly. Hey, it'll be fine. They're orcs. They're not supposed to look nice. They'll be fine. Dude, his forehead and ears though. Yeah, he's fine. Alright, what have I got for snacks and drinks? I got some water, Dr. Pepper, blackberry lemonade. Some of that lemonade. Yeah, it's real thin. This guy next. This guy should be the next most dry. Base coating it like the first few colors. I really don't care how much it smears onto other stuff. As long as I keep the paint kind of thin, it doesn't glob up and take away much detail on these plastic guys. Okay, they are different. I was 100% sure. You see some kind of paler ones. Stop getting squished into my wrist, you guys. I was getting a little thin already on this guy because his fingertips and stuff are all black where the paint separated. Yeah, this guy's couldn't need their coat, I think. Yeah, he's gonna need a couple of spots. Redone. Go. Alright, last one for the skin color. Let's do his legs ordered. Better base coat them now. Orcs, orcs, orcs. I'm so glad when I finish these orcs. I'm so glad when I finish all my armies. It's never going to be done, but the idea of finishing it. Of course, getting a hold of some of these guys as they go out of print is the expensive challenge. Because I make do with only a few paints. Every once in a while, I just, restock a couple of them. I had to make a list of all the paints and shades I had. Because I actually started buying ones I already had duplicates of. Oh, my neck is real screwed up. Just can't get it to crack right. We'll keep dropping them. How do I want to do their eyes? Probably a few shades of unhealthy colors. Yellow, pinkish eye, right? Eye whites, But a lot of orcs get pink eye, just saying. Not the most hygienic critters. Is this spice purple or is this acetone? Ah, it's purple. Cool. It's kind of low. Didn't shake it up. There it goes. There it goes. Bonk. Let's do the darker green. Death World green. Just 12 today. Whoop. Gotta stop throwing my paints. Oops. More. Spear guy. Got, oop, there's a fuzz on him. When did I prime this guy? This guy's got a shinier primer on him. I think that's what I primed today. Couple bits of garage debris blown onto him. This paint's a little bit thicker than the other one, so I'm not too... Looks like I might not have to worry about doing multiple coats. iPad, you okay? iPad's doing okay-ish. Someone smells like buffalo wings. What is that? Mmm. Try my best to eat properly. Eat healthily lately. It's very hard because the cafeteria at work, it's all free. It's delicious. The other day they had buffalo wings. I was just like, no. No, I should eat my salad. Alright, so I think... It's always so hard to tell what they're wearing. I think a little bit of this guy's back of his thigh is showing up here, back over here. Because I don't think they're wearing pants. I think they're wearing tunics. Orc brothers, we don't wear pants. Stop telling me what to wear. Sometimes I think I imagine the orcs as kind of being like the those two guys from Pirates of the Caribbean. The two like screw up pirates. Boy, please, you get points for trying. Use a little bit more on his face. Let's get this full shins are out. I don't know how long I'll be at this today. I don't think I'm going to finish these guys today. But I do want to finish them. I mean, I've got until April. I just want to be secure in my numbers here. Can't remember his last name. This guy Perry I played against. And I've actually seen some of his miniatures. His Witch King did pretty well in Mithrobresh. But his bases on his Mordor army are phenomenal. They're fantastic. The lava in them looks great. And so I was thinking I wanted to do some of them like that. Because I've got Sauron on a lava base. But I think sometimes what it comes down to, that looks like he's got a sleeve on him. Sometimes it comes down to like, how many of these guys can I paint just for the sake of having different colored bases? How much of that do I really want to do? So like, oops. I'm not going to do any, because I got some of these guys, I got 24 of these guys on like just a generic base so far. Dirt, grass. I want to turn my camera to face me because I keep looking up at it and I'm looking to the side. There we go. It's a little better. Let's get 24 generic dirt and grass looking ones. I'm gonna do these guys in kind of a Mordor wastelandy look. But I also have another 60 Moranon. So I'll probably do some of those guys like with my Osgiliath bases. I did some of my Gondorian soldiers. That guy's good. Redo this guy's face. This brush is getting a little scraggly. Shift my butt. More lemonade. Oh, crunchy. It's got a duller primer on him. It's supposed to be the old primer. All the primers I've been buying seem too glossy. Hey, what if I stuck these guys on bases so I could actually fold them? It's a little better. Filthy orcs. Filthy, filthy orcs. Right, yeah, because I do some for Kira Thungal. As soon as I finish this color, I'm gonna look up. I got my army book off to the side, so. Do I want him wearing gloves? This don't look like gloved hands. They look like I can see the tendons in them, so. Plus, they're mostly grays and browns, so any bit of color really helps. Really helps brighten up their otherwise miserable day. Imagine like an orc home decor channel just being like, Rock here keeps bringing home rotten corpses. Beast decorate his oval. But needs to start bringing home other types of creatures. Alright, what is that? That is odd sprue shape. It just wargs. Bring home some beasts of Gorgoroth or something. Add a little variety in your shithole shack. This one's real shiny. This one's prime today. Although I'd rather paint over shiny than have to deal with what happened to those other Gondorian soldiers. Oof. So this guy's shield. What is that? Looks like sleeve. He's wearing a gauntlet. He's wearing a gauntlet, so he's got a little elbow there. This guy's shield. I see a lot of people do it as like some kind of burnished steel, but it's kind of see the texture. It actually looks more like it's like a rough, thick hide, like an elephant hide, an oliphant skin leather. So that's how I want to paint that. Be a nice gray. Nice happy gray. Like that Saruman as Bob Ross meme where he's painting one angry little Uruk-hai. And now we're gonna give him a little friend. Now let's do that 10,000 more times. There's someone on Reddit who I think has been slowly amassing an actual 100 or 10,000 10,000 strong Uruk-hai army. Every once in a while that post and they'll be like, oh, I got another 100 crossbowmen, and it's just another 10 by 10 square dudes. It's like, that's really impressive, but also let me grab the book real quick. See what we got. Right. Evil armies. I have not actually looked at the evil armies too much. Evil army lists: Barad-dûr, Mordor Orcs, Mordor Orc, Mordor. Black Riders, Rights on Wings, Army of Goth, Mog has Morannon and Mordor. Legions of Mordor, Morannon, and that's just Morannon Orcs. Minas Morgul, Mordor Orc, Morannon Orc. Kirith Ungol, Mordor Orc. So I think the Morannons are probably going to get... Blackgate has got Morannon. And Mordor... No, just Morannon. Isengard gets some Orcs. What does Angmar get? Harad, Depths of Moria. Corsairs. No Angmar? Oh, shit. Well, I guess that narrows down my orc bases. I have my book somewhere. I'll put it back. Alright. Doom Bowl, this is one I've used a lot. Mostly for Uruk-hai. It sounds a little wet. I think I've had to wet this one. Oh, there we go. It was unusual. It seal itself up. Man, it's dropping crumbs. Hmm. That one's got like a dried ring all around it. It's closing enough. Alright, that guy's got a mask. His hands are exposed. Coming off of this first brush, it's kind of thick, so it's covering pretty well. Not well enough. What do my other orcs look like? I didn't paint my other orcs. They came, I got them. I bought a huge to scale Helm's Deep, which is fucking sick. Best Craigslist find I've ever had. That's not true. It's pretty far up there. I guess it depends. For this hobby, it's certainly the best. For Legoing, I had one guy fill the back of my car, like to my shoulders. Back seat and trunk space. It was a hatchback too, so it felt like a little sedan trunk. We're dogging a huge portion of my car. Let's fold up to my shoulder height with Legos for 120 bucks. He was like, well, I've had a couple other people offers, but I don't know. I was like, I will be there now. I will drive there. I will meet you there in an hour. I was, well, okay. Like each box I opened was like, oh look, that set on top was retailed for 120. I've just made the money back, just there, right now, broke even with one set. It's amazing. Dr. Wife, I built so many buildings. Got into the I got Dr. Wife into building modular, like custom modular buildings. Let that dry a little bit. It's gonna need a second coat. Why do I have all these bases over here? They're not magnetized, so I'm not. They might just be. They don't all have slots in them either, so that one's that's definitely a used one. Just kicking the door, why don't you? Hi, hon.
Are you streaming?
Yes.
I was going to show you the beautiful job I did in the downstairs pantry.
Ooh.
I just organized.
I can come check that later. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you too, hon.
Anyways, I haven't started today.
Ugh. That's okay. I'm still painting. I haven't even finished the first colors set. So no rush on anything. You can't rush painting. Unless you're using speed paints, then you can rush. But they're designed to rush. That'll be good. One, two, three, one, two, three. Just need a couple more. I'll just start attaching them to bases as I go, as they're needed. Yeah, whatever. Orc hands. Dirty, grubby orc hands. Going forth, grabbing me hands. Doop doop doop. His neck. Like a chin strap on one side. Oh, I can see it now. It looked like he had cheek guards. But now that I added some color to it, I can see that's a chin strap. These guys are all gonna, I think, require little touch-ups or second coats. Little spots here and there. Knuckles and noses, anything that sticks out. A bit of his knee. Paint than his knee needed. Way more paint than his knee needed. There we go. I should get the smog model. I should not get the smog model. I only have a couple Hobbit models. Yeah, like Invisible Bilbo. I don't know how I'd count. Great Eagles are kind of Hobbit models. Some more Hobbit than Lord of the Rings models, I guess. I got the old Radagast before the Hobbit movies came out. Oh, that reminds me. I gotta print those little woodland critters. I like some foxes and squirrels and stuff. Print up some more butterflies. Oh, my printer's so cold. It's so cold right now. I can't do that. Printer will struggle. From the viscosity of the resin and the cold. Oh, I think my silver's finally clean. Melt that down. If I had a setup for it, I'd stream that. Sit, chat, want some silver melt. That's it for that orc. Doesn't have a lot of exposed skin, that one. This one's only gonna fit a metal guy, I can tell. The arthritis in my hand is getting to me. Not that old yet. Let's say his elbows are exposed. I say that because I can't see too much of him. So just that thing where like some of the plastic molds kind of blur the line between what's an odd shape in the plastic and what's part of clothing. Such an ugly orc. Such an ugly orc. What's this guy even wearing? I can't tell. Can't tell if that's his ears sticking out or if that's part of the helmet, because there's no like. That's his ears. Like there's stuff sticking out, but it sticks out farther than the sides of the helmet, and I'm gonna be like, so what is it? Is that face? Is that decorative parts of a helmet? What is that? I don't know. I can't tell. I think the next step will be to determine what I want to do metal. And once I do that, I'll be able to go over and do grays and browns. A lot of the fabric and cloth looking things, even some of their hair. But types corrosion a lot of the stuff, I think it'll really grunge up a lot of them. It's like washes in normal oil are great. They end up a little shiny sometimes. Oh, I didn't even do his hand. Sir, I forgot your hand. Who knows where that hand's been? Probably somewhere gross. Job to clean up the guts. All right. All right. So we got steel, we got bronze. All right. A little bit of lead belcher first. Let me take a look at what my other orcs look like, actually. I don't know where they are. So we're not gonna. Let me make sure metal's what I want to do next. I should not. I should probably do some of the leathers first. Because a lot of the metal goes over it. Yeah, that's what that's a plan. Ooh, my leg just fell asleep. Some of these guys on base. I gotta find some more. Probably take some away from my guards of the Fountain Court. Because they don't sit in this base as well anyways. They might sit well in that one. Alright. Yeah, there we go. That pretty grungy base with the super glue stuck to it. Yeah, I'm picking these guys up and they're just slipping straight out. The grungy bits are helping hold in the thin, very thin foot tabs on these guys. Yeah, so I gotta remagnet a few. Who cares? It just means there's gonna be less I have to magnetize later. Too left. At least you aren't sitting well in these either. Here's two more I found in here. They're okay. Leather. Okay. This. I better do the metals first. So the big drops fall off first. Flip. There we go. Lead Belcher. Let's get a slightly smaller brush. All right. archers first. This guy's got some greaves, shin guards, whatever they're called. I don't remember. All go down around his ankles. Also up against his thigh, so. Oh, that's leather. Okay. See, this is precisely why I'm doing these first. Awkwardly modeled chunk of armor. Crotch plates. Crotch plates. I'll do a mix of the iron and bronze. They're just mixed plates. Same with his plate mail. They'll drop them repeatedly. That's what I do. That's what I do with my models. Alright, this guy's got some scale mail. Do the whole thing with iron. And then I'll do a few. I'll just replace a few of them with the bronze. This is precisely where you get into issues with the sculpts. If he loses all the plates, his armor wraps around his side. I'm gonna make his band braces leather. Does have a helm, so I'm gonna do a mix because he's got some defined parts on the helm that I think will look nice. The mixed combo of bronze and steel, bronze and iron. Do they have steel? When was steel? Timeline-wise, I don't know when steel was properly discovered and worked with. Downside with metallic paints, though, is because they have all those little bits in them, they do gum up your brushes pretty easily. I'm pretty sure these are blades on his bow, so I'm gonna put a little metal on him. I mean, if you're gonna punch someone in the face with a bow, you might as well put blades on it. The Uruk-hai bows have that. Nothing but utilitarian right there. Probably gonna have to rinse the brush after each guy. I'll leave that isopropyl out. This guy. Got some real shitty mail. Alright. Oh man, this guy. I did not do his leg properly. There we go. Missed a portion of his thigh. It's a big old gap on him. Oh, okay. I didn't even get it on that side either. Oh boy. Almost dropped on my white shirt that I don't want to get any paint on. Why am I painting while wearing this shirt? I don't know. I don't know, chat. I got bad ideas today. Doo doo. Oh my god. I'm gonna drop these guys like crazy. I always do. Bitch. Done. You're done falling, please. Oh, that's right. I said I was gonna do bows first. Doesn't really matter. Don't matter. I suppose. Oi, 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 oi. Alright, so this shield I can see is going to be tricky to do later. That I'm probably going to have to redo some of the silver. Because there are... They actually did the underside inlay of it. And you can see the wood and wood grain. Inlay's not the right word. It's not... like... fancy. It's just... stuff on the other side of the metal. Oh my god, would you stop squirming? Stop failing me, orc. Doo doo. I guess I can understand why people would make these metal now. Now I'm actually painting it. I get it. There's a lot of metal on this shield. So getting a little bit on it and just being like, oh, it must all be metal. I get it. I get it. They're just orcs. You don't want to spend a lot of time doing orcs, but I like putting the time and effort into my minis. Even if it's more than they're going to ever reasonably need. Oh my god. These fucking guys won't stay in their bases. I don't want to glue them yet. There's nothing stopping me from gluing them, I suppose. Do it. Fucking do it. Fuck it. Let's get this loose asshole out of the way. I might just fucking glue him. My super glue is still liquid, even though the cap won't stay on. Impressive. Either cleaned it out perfectly or I ruined it. We'll find out. Alright, stick in there, you little bastard. Whatever. Whatever, he's fine. Whip. I have to thin it up just a little. I feel like it's getting a little too thick for that small brush. Alright, where's that other archer? Here he is. Is he the same? I should give him the same basic everything. Almost. The heads are different, that's it. And the arm. But the rest of the armor is the same, so I'll just change it up a little bit. No signs of plate. Yeah, I did. It's practically the same. Armor's the same. Shin guards are the same. little disappointing. I'd like a little more variety in them. Like, I know I was bitching about the variety when it comes to painting them earlier. Like, if you're only going to change a little bit, just give me a new guy. Into the ones that stick out under his belt. Bum, 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 bum. Right. Basically all the same spots as the other one. And we'll do a little on the little blades on the bow. I forgot to do shin guards. All right. Archers. Sword shield dudes. Leather boots. Belt buckle, that's probably something I'm going to retouch. He does appear to have some of the scale mail. A little bit sticking out under his belt. Oh, he's got some metal plates on his arms. So many orcs. So little time. I'm probably just gonna. I probably won't post this file. I'll probably just archive it. This isn't like a useful or exciting one. It's just Painting the horde. Ooh, a spam bot. Hello, spam bot. Or I'd have to like censor to get rid of the spam bots. But if I get rid of the word viewers, would that work? Maybe there was a buy your viewers. No, back off. Oops, bumped my head. Oh, it looks like Spambot sticking around. Maybe that's unless someone else tuned in at the same time Spambot showed up. I don't know. If you are a viewer and you're not Spambot, welcome to the stream. I think that might be some elbow right there. Thought it was part of the armor, but oh, that's a good call. That looks like it's actually elbow sticking out. Let me repaint that elbow. I usually get 1 or 2 spam bots a stream, so it hasn't been like a huge issue. Keep dropping them. I drop my models so much. There's a bit of there was some elbow, not sleeve. It looks like. He's got leather boots, so I think I'll set him aside so I remember to get his elbow before that little tiny dot of paint dries up. Man, they did. Now that I'm actually painting these orcs, like they did not do a lot to differentiate these models. This guy's like legs and torso are the same, and his shield arm, and then they just add like, oh, this one's got like a shawl made out of fur. This one's got a different weapon. Which means that guy's elbow is also the same? No, he's got a different elbow. Still has a little skin sticking out that I missed though, so. Just a wee little poke of it. That'll do it. How's his elbow? Is that dry yet? Yeah, it looks dry enough for the second coat. His face. a little bit more on his face. Did they give all the orcs Cockney accents in the movie? I don't remember. Don't remember any orcs with a Liverpool accent. Orcs with a Liverpool accent. I know the 40k. The 40k orcs always seem to have a more Cockney British accent. Oh no, my paint's in. For the Lord of the Rings ones, they just kind of have like a vaguely British one. Well, the Uruk-hai didn't. I'm just thinking of like the few times that they do talk. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think there's way more non-British accents in that movie from the orcs. What's the matter? Can't handle your draught. Meat's back on the menu isn't in an accent, or isn't it a British accent? One of my friends does 40k. He does Astra Militarum, so he'll share little bits of 40k lore with me, like his Ogrins, which are just big. They're all ogre-like humans. Like one of the smartest ones got promoted or made whatever rank because he was the only one who could spell his name right most of the time. It's always goofy shit like that. The Death Corps, they make rations out of some of the corpses, and all the armies hate it except for the Death Corps Krieg, who love it. It's just goofy shit like that. Lord of the Rings lore, though, there's a lot of details in that lore. Or other bits of lore. Some of the lore is just like for 40k. Like I've not been able to keep track with. A lot of the guys I play with also play 40k, and so like I'll pick up little bits of it. Like the Tyranids don't go near the Necrons because they basically have no organic material left for them to consume. Oh no. Or the one of the stores had an army. Like there's one, the Necrons, like the flayed ones, what they're called. Like regret becoming machine and try to regain some of their humanity again by wearing the shredded bits of like faces and skin they peel off other humans that they fight. Like, oh, those are nightmarish. Great. Terminators that regret being Terminators. Other than that, I don't know too much 40k. Lord of the Rings lore, though, I got a lot of that in my head. Enough that I'm like Yeah, that sounds close to a thing, but there's so many details I don't remember the specifics. Alright, this guy's helmet is kind of hard to see. It looks like it's got a metal crest and a metal... I know I know the word for it. I can't remember it. It makes it look like a fireman helmet. That little back over the neck guard. Scratch my neck with my model. I don't remember what that part of the helmet's called. Neck protector. Where's his visor? Is that the visor? What the hell am I looking at here? It's weird. That's a weird visor. I guess it would work. It looks like those Lego helmets with one of the little flip-up Lego piece visors. That's just like the wide side lens. Like, it's not like a face shield visor. It's like a... It's an old piece. These don't like the old Snow Planet Legos. Some wrinkles and folds here, but because it's a plastic model, I can't tell if they're face or helmet. Hopefully the hell am I looking at? This is kind of the downside. They're making larger Lord of the Rings models now, slightly larger with the scale creep. And they're multi-part models now, but it's a lot of these older models. They're smaller than 40K. Details are harder to pick out, and since they're single piece plastic, you can't like. There's whole parts of some of these models that are just big blobs of plastic, shapeless plastic, because like you can't put details around it because you need it to come out of the mold. And part of this guy's face is just suffering from that a little bit. Like he's got... There's a little tiny thin visor here, which kind of comes out like that. Some bits on the sides near his, like his mouth is here, kind of like his cheeks. And then a big neck guard coming up. So he's just kind of chunky with his armor. Right. Next swordsman. This guy has got shin guards. I wonder how far I'll get with these guys tonight. Brushes clogging. Once I get a lot of the armor on, I'll be able to do a lot of the leather. A lot of the leather I want to be able to be thorough enough I'm not overwriting any of the skin or armor yet. Overpainting it. Cat Fuzz, get out of here. But plus they're orcs, they can look a little sloppy. Oh, I remember the 40K orcs are like inherently magical but too stupid to do anything with it. So like they think purple is a stealthy color. So they paint things bright purple. And as a result, because their innate magic ability they don't know they have, it does end up making things stealthy and invisible. Simply because they believe it will. I think that's hilarious. Alright. This got a sword. It doesn't have a hilt. It's just one of those sharp chunks of steel with some leather wrapped around for a grip. See any arm guards. But just do those leather. Does have some metal plates on his hips though. Big combo of plate mail and scale mail. I think because of the way I've done these, there's going to be a lot of retouching on the base paint, base coat layers. But because I'm marking what's going to be metal and what's not metal, I think that's going to save me a lot of other issues with these. Because a nice standardized uniform is handy. For a horde army like this, it would get so boring to paint, but at the same time, it's so much easier to interpret. Neck. Guard over the nose. Sword. All right. My two-handers, there they are. All right, this guy's got a whole chest plate and helmet. So boots. No, there's a couple buckles. All right, he's got a head and blade of the axe. What's the other one have? He also have a chest plate? He does too. I'm gonna do this guy in a bronze chest plate. Maybe. Oh, he's got some chainmail in there. Yeah, this guy's gonna have a few different colors on him, so I'll do the bronze or the chest plate. Oops. Nope, nothing broke. I heard it shift, but I thought I broke it. It's fine. It's all good and solid in one piece. He's got some shoulder plates. Maybe we'll do the other guy with the bronze plate. Then again, this guy's got so much armor. It's going to be mostly armor. So yeah, I'll give this guy the bronze plate. He does have shoulder plates. Let me get some of those. Oh, so many orcs. Oh, there's the other chainmail. This guy's got plenty of armor. Leather crotch armor. Shoulder plates made out of metal. Ass guard made out of leather. This guy's ready for a fight. There we go. This looks awful. This looks like what I would have done when I was like 12. But it'll look better once, you know, stuff gets layered on it. This guy's got a pick. The picks and stuff don't matter anymore. I could never keep track of that in the old edition. I'm gonna feint and I'm gonna stab. No, I'm just striking for me. I can't remember any of that. Too many rules. I'll give this guy a bronze helm. Okay, that helm looks like it's got a strap over it. I'll do the strappy bar over the top as bronze. Alright. What does he have? He's got plates on his wrists. A lot of them have the spiky wrist plate things. Does have it on both arms. Does he have chainmail? He's got the chainmail there on his crotch, but does he have chainmail anywhere else peeking through his armor? What is that? That might be. So he's got some shoulder plates. Well, he's got at least a couple on the other side, not as many on his right side. He's got more on his right side than he does on his left, or that just might be the pose. Oh no, there they are. See, like I said, it's kind of hard to tell on the plastic models until like you hit it with paint. Then you go, oh, oops, that was a different thing. I have to hit the chainmail with like some rusty stuff so that it looks. So it's a different shade of metallic than the chest plate. Alright, chainmail. And in the back. Dropped him again. Alright, I think that guy's done. Picked up a flake when I dropped him, though. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, that one's a little glossy. It's primer. Crack and pop. Quick stretch. I'm sitting in this chair for like 2 days straight. Yeah. Dr. Wife and I played a lot of Borderlands last night. Oop, that's another guy not sitting in that. Oh! She's cooking mushrooms downstairs. Ugh. Sometimes I like mushrooms, sometimes I do not. These are ones I do not like the smell of. Oof. They taste alright. Especially in a good Jaeger sauce. But a lot of these guys are kind of loose in here. Not a fan of mushroom texture. This is the guy with the little. He's got that little peg on his foot. That guy's okay. That guy's okay. Alright, those two will stay in the base. It's fine. So let me do. I gotta hold this guy. He's got that little peg on his foot. That's like just supporting his pose. But it's thick. There we go. I think it's tacky enough he won't slip through. But it's just an odd thing on him. It's like a little bit of grass, dirt flinging up behind him, but it's not something I want to put grass on these bases, so I guess maybe I'll make it like a little burst of dirt or something. For 40k or Lord of the Rings lore? You get the whole Gollum eating babies lore, the fun lore, or do you get the even worse knowledge? The Frodo was basically euthanized in the Undying Lands knowledge. That's another fun bit of knowledge. I don't remember if Tolkien retconned that after or decided against it. Basically, the light and powers in the Undying Lands are so strong that if you're not immortal, like I think he says, like a healthy man like Boromir would only live like a year or 6 months. They're like, oh, it'd be wonderful, and they'd be incredibly happy and everything would be great. But they'd only be able to live for like 6 months before it was just like too much. Nope, that one's lost on me. I don't know that one. Which faction is that? Is that Flesh Eater Court or Slanesh? It's 40k lore. I don't know much. So enlighten me with these horrors. Oh, that's fun. Oh, is that for making like Space Marines specifically? Oh yeah, okay. Enlighten me more on these horrors, please. What is that? See, this is the problem with some of these sculpts. I don't know what. I think this is a chest plate. I think it's kind of the same as like what this guy's wearing, but he's got enough stuff in front of him that I can't tell what it is. How bad? I need details. Details to the horrors. Now that I've like turned him around, like what seemed like part of a chest plate is now like sunken in as if it was like wrapped tight with a belt. It's like, well, that almost makes it look like it was just a big thing of smooth leather. I don't know. It's kind of the problem with the plastic models. It's got a lot of fur. He's got some shoulder plates. Can't watch a video now. My potato computer can't handle it. So I actually knew a guy who was part of, not part of, like he didn't have a choice in it. He wasn't alive yet. Um, who was basically the second or third generation, depending how you want to count it, of like a Nazi Aryan breeding program. So I think one of my teachers is husbands. I want to say his grandparents were selected for it. Uh, so his four grandparents were selected, produced both of his parents, who met like afterwards as kind of like a basically like support group for people who were forced into it. And then him, so I don't know if that's like second or third. And it was really funny because this guy was like 7.5 feet tall, and my teacher was like, I doubt she was 5 feet tall. She would have been, God, maybe 4.5 feet tall. And so the two of them next to each other was absolutely hilarious. Like he was almost twice her height. It was so funny. She was so little. Oh yeah, that's always fun. Yes, group 7. Yeah, Unit 731. Yeah. Oh, the horrors. try that. Had a little too much water on the brush. Kind of bled the paint out. Oh, the horrors of history. History's full of, like, horrible shit. It's always... It makes it so interesting. But it's also like, oh my god, it's terrible. And my wife and I'll end up, like, watching, like, documentary stuff just on different things. And she's always amazed when, like, I've already heard about some of it. Oh, I'm watching this thing on that. Oh, is that the thing with this and that happened? And because, yeah, how do you know all this? And it's like, I used to seek out horrible information just for the sake of, like, learning horrible information. I used to like reading horror stories a lot. A lot of horror stories I've been trying to read got, like, really bland. And, like, I got so used to, like, the same thing. It was like, great. Gotta find me some real horrors. And then I found real horrors, and I was like, okay. Maybe I'll go back to just the lazy writing, lazy horror writing. I'm gonna stick to, like, otherworldly beings kind of horror, because the real human horrors are just, like, depressing. SR-71. That's familiar, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it is. I went too deep that, like, the deep old ones were like a relief. Oh, a massive uncaring god that could wipe out humanity just to satisfy its hunger. Oh, that's much nicer than finding out what these guys did. Oh, cool. This huge, horrible tentacle beast is a relief because I know it's fake versus this shit. It's like those memes with, like the guys were like, oh, girls with the time machine. Oh my god, you're my grandpa. Boys with the time machine, and there's the picture of, like, Junko Furuta, and they're like, quick, run, with no time to explain. I got two left after this for the steel. I gotta touch up with the bronze. Some of the ones they did a lot of, like, the crazy, like, desert rocket car kind of testing. I got Reeves. I think that's all floppy. That looks like leather in the back. All right. Cursed with forbidden knowledge. I found, like, some cursed Lord of the Rings knowledge, but I wasn't sure how much of it was Tolkien lore and how much of it was, like, just stuff David Day made up. Like, there was something about how the blood of Numenor was strong in Boromir but not present in Faramir, and it was like, oh, that's why he doesn't like Faramir. Faramir might not be his kid, and then I could never find it again, and it looks like that wasn't real at all. It was like, no, Faramir's completely down to Thor's kid. There's no secret affair, no reason for him to dislike him. He's just an asshole. It's like, okay. I can't remember where I found that, though. So I've never been able to find that bit of info again. All right, this guy's got shoulder plates. That's it. Oh, and forearm guards. I don't like Rings of Power. It's not well written. The characters are dipshits. I never even bothered with the second season. It's one of those things where, like, I think if you're not doing the lore, you're not doing Tolkien, and I don't think a lot of people realize how much of an influence over the fantasy genre he had. Like, he basically rewrote it. It like there's an old piece of music called the Elf Prince or Elf King, something like that. And so, like, I want to say for a while in Germanic kind of folklore, the Elf King was more like the Grim Reaper. Like, oh, they take you away like when you were dying. So this piece is about like this father and his son. He's trying to rush his son to a doctor, and the music's supposed to signify like parts of the father's grieving process. And that's kind of what, the elves or fae were kind of like for that time period. The lore didn't really change much for him, and then he was just like, you know what? I'm gonna write this story. We got an adventure. We got all kinds of stuff. So things like D&D type fantasy is modeled after Tolkien type fantasy. So if you're not doing Tolkien's lore, you might as well just be doing. I think you might as well just be doing generic fantasy. I think so. I know he was friends with C.S. Lewis, and while they were friends, he thought the way C.S. Lewis like poorly used allegory was like bullshit. Tolkien didn't like allegory, so people will be like, "Oh, it's the ring is an allegory for the atomic bomb." It's like, well, no. He does point out how he thinks that super weapon or not super weapons, but like big weapons and leaders' armies can't really fathom people being peaceful and helpful, and that it's like small day-to-day stuff that keeps everybody together, not huge powers, and that's why Sauron fails, because these big powers can't fathom someone just using or someone not wanting to keep the ring. So the thought of Sauron's so confident no one will ever try to destroy it that he doesn't really bother to guard the entrance to Mount Doom, because no one's going to go in there to toss out the ring. They're going to keep it for themselves. They want the power. But it's not like an allegory for the atom bomb. Let's face it, C.S. Lewis's allegories aren't exactly subtle. When 2 sons of Adam and 2 daughters of Eve, and then the lion is just Jesus' allegory lion. I don't think he liked Dune, but I haven't read all the Tolkien letters. Do I have them? I might. I don't know if I have them. I've got a handful of Tolkien books that I haven't finished reading yet. Lost Tales, Unfinished Tales, Children of Hurin. What have I got? I got the Lay of Beleriand, I think. Do I have a separate copy of Baron Luthien? Oh yeah, there's like just deep, mysterious horror creatures that are just like, nope, we're not even going to touch on them. They're under there. We ain't describing them. And that's like one thing that really frustrates but also captivates Tolkien fans, is that he doesn't bother to like explain and end up over explaining. It's like, there's some horrors down there. It's like, but what? Terrifying ones. It's great. Please tell us what they are. Nope. Can you please tell us what Tom Bombadil is? Nope. Part of the mystery. It's oh great. Which really is like, I think, pretty interesting for not not what's the word? I don't want to say not dumbing down or over explaining, but just like you don't need an explanation for everything all the time. Kind of nice having that in a fantasy world. It's like magic systems. Don't over explain your magic system, because otherwise when you have to break the magic system, it's gonna like invalidate it. Like, don't give us magic rules and then ignore those magic rules. Alright, let's see. Shoulder plates. Does he have shin guards? This one does have shin guards. Does he have shin guards? No, he's got pants. The Tom Bombadil model for this game, I've got him in Goldberry. My gaming group hasn't banned him yet. He's been banned from like tournaments just because of his, in the old edition, because of how goofy his rules are. He's basically untouchable, and you can just use him to like, I think you can use him to just delete units from the battlefield. And then when he's all out of will, he just like dances off the board. Just like, oh, no models can charge him unless the player controlling him allows it. No one can strike him. He won't do any strikes himself, but any model that fights him is just gone. I think that's how it works. If I remember. It might not delete them. It might just basically be like, oh, you put him in this door and no one can go anywhere near him, because I won't allow anyone to pass. It's like he automatically wins any fight he's in. It's just goofy. Oh, my friend showed me that. That is a really cool animation. Did they have a sequel that come out recently-ish, I think? Shins. Yeah, watching the blob thing at the end. Yeah, I've never watched any of his videos. What's the it's like the die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. I've seen a lot of memes where people are just like, "Oh, look, my let me check on my favorite Minecraft YouTubers. What are they up to? Oh, oh no. Oh god. Alright. Bronze. Time for bronze. Oh, it's getting a whole series. That's cool. I just need a little bronze. I have you ever read the Tolkien's letter to like the Nazi publisher? It's really great. Absolutely like shuts him down, but in like an extra educated way. The Tolkien letter to the German publisher is great. Basically the publisher sends him a letter, and it's basically like, oh, Tolkien, that sounds like a. I don't know if Lord of the Rings had been published yet, or if it was just Hobbit at this point, which would still. Was Hobbit 37? 30 something. Anyways, this Nazi publisher is asking him, like, hey, has this been published in German yet? And also, Tolkien, that sounds like a nice Aryan name, is it? And Tolkien just, like, goes on about how, well, no, it is. I haven't published it in German yet, and as far as I'm aware, I don't have any Iranian or Jewish ancestry, which is what Aryan actually means, by the way. shit, did that guy have the plates? Oh, that guy did have the scales. But I'm pretty sure that if things keep going the way they are in Germany, then my Germanic last name will no longer be a sense of pride. Real great shutdown. And also, no, and I want to say German was like one of the last languages that it was published in. It took a long time for the Tolkien estate to authorize it. Let's get a few. This bronze is actually pretty dark. It's almost darker than I want it to be. But I think once I get the washes over this, it'll look better. Because if you look at... Warhammer lore is huge. Warhammer lore is there's a whole book series, and each army has like multiple codexes. I know the 40k lore is massive. That's one of the reasons why I haven't touched it, is because if something has like a lot of lore, I will start reading it and I'll just kind of keep going. I remember sitting for like at work for like 2 hours just reading about like why the Sith in Star Wars had the rule of 2, and then I was like, oh my god, I am not doing the job I'm being paid for. Oh my god, I gotta get back to work. And it's like, I don't even really like Star Wars. So like, you just give me details like that and I'll keep reading. Okay, when you say books, are you mean like we're not talking like rulebook codexes. You mean like 40k stories? Clone Wars series was good. I like that, like, the first couple seasons are like, it's a kid show about the... Holy shit. That's a lot. The first few seasons are like, here's a goofy kid show about the clones. Oh, the droids mistook Jar Jar Binks for a Jedi. And then the later seasons are like, war crimes. Watch these clones get tricked into killing each other. There's a conspiracy out there to kill them, and Fives is going to uncover it, but he doesn't get to, and he dies. It's like, oh. Stuff got serious. Season 7 was really good. No bronze on this guy. Bronze plate. This is the bronze plate guy. Right when Maul realizes what's actually happening. He's just piecing together, like, what Palpatine's plan is. And then he realizes he's not going to get to kill Anakin because Ahsoka shows up instead. I have to get... This paint's much thicker than I thought. It's like much thicker than the lead belcher. It's one of those images that you have to like blow up multiple times to see like the details. They're still real small. How much of it's like canonical? Canonical. See, what is that? Is that a belt or is that plate? my computer is too much of a potato. I can't run too many programs. I can do VTube Studio and like OBS at the same time, and even that's kind of pushed into this computer. If I've had trouble like opening up reference images while I'm painting, and that'll bog it down. I'll start losing frame rates like crazy. One of my goals at some point is to get like an actual gaming PC and just set that up just for streaming. Because this is like a decade-old Mac, so not exactly optimal. I think that's okay. This bronze is darker than I thought it was going to be. Like, looking at the cap, yeah, this is like a general plate. It's flat plate. I thought it was going to be a little brighter. It does seem really thick though. All right, I gotta clean this brush. I don't think it's gonna get. I think it's gonna get some of the metallic bits up into the metal thing. Let's see, which other ones am I putting bronze on? With a 90% isopropanol. Works great and won't melt your brushes, which is what I accidentally did with some acetone. Alright. This guy get any bronze? Yeah, he's got some scale mail. He's getting some bronze. Get a few of those scales. Just a few of them. There's a few up in there. All right. His sword hilt. I'm gonna do bronze. What am I looking at here? That looks like. Oh, what the hell? I think. Oh gosh. Well, another plastic model problem here. His hands look like they have got two sets of knuckles. Because what appears on the back side of his hand here on this side looks like that. As I bring it forward, it looks like part of the mold was just offset. So he's got like a set of knuckles with an extra set of knuckles on top of it. I can probably hide it by painting some of it as if it was like handguard plate, but I don't think I'm not gonna bother. It's an orc. Bunch of these guys. They're basically cannon fodder. I'm gonna face someone with Boromir, and he's just gonna chew through them one after another. Heroic combat, heroic combat, heroic combat. Bam, bam, bam. Dead, dead, dead. Orcs. He's probably good with. He got the same thing? No, he's got the chunky plates on his legs. I actually like these ones as bronze. Just random metal chunks smashed together to make enough plates to serve as armor. Works for me. Well, that does appear to be some kind of arm brace sticking out of his sleeve. Do that bronze. a little bit in here. He's got a little bit of arm shown here for it. Boop, boop, go. There it is. Dark spot. No one's ever going to see it, but that's all that guy's got. All right, this guy. What's he got? Oh, this guy, another one with the wide plates. And his helmet's got a little ridge on it. We'll do that in bronze. I haven't even finished rereading Lord of the Rings. I read it as a kid, but like out of order for some reason. I don't a lot of shit I did as a kid doesn't make any sense. Oh, hi, hon.
Special delivery.
Ooh.
Good night.
Ooh. Maybe 200. My wife just dropped off some dinner. Oh yeah. Lemon pepper, and coconut chicken farfalla. This is delicious. Mmm. Ooh, that's a wild rice salad. It's a recipe we got from the Native American Museum in DC. Don't worry, I'm still painting. Spouses are hard to eat the pork though. Yeah, the guy with scale mail. So we used to live near DC, and I could just we lived like right off one of the train stops, so we were able to go to DC pretty frequently. I was also working. I still do work hazmat, but one of the companies I worked for had like a lot of the contracts in the area. So Smithsonian was one of the ones we would do for a couple months, and it was mostly standard stuff. A lot of hazmat jobs at these, big important places: Capitol Building, Department of Defense, White House. They're all pretty standard. Just basically, motor pool maintenance stuff, used oil, used light bulbs, things like that. So we did Smithsonian. It was always like boxes of used fluorescent lamps, used motor oil, old cleaning supplies, things like that. There's a jug of antifreeze. But I'd go there, and then I'd get lunch at the Native American Museum. I'd always time it so that was my middle of the day stop. It's like, do you want a Beisenberger? It's like, yeah, I want a Beisenberger. I'm not gonna stop for McDonald's on the road if I can have a huge buffalo burger right here. But then every once in a while, you would get a really bizarre stop from one of these companies, from one of these organizations. Excuse me. I wasn't part of this crew. Smithsonian was getting rid of old taxidermized llama, which they used to use arsenic to preserve them. I mean, it helps kill any mold or bacteria. So, big dead stuffed llama full of arsenic. They had to put on like respirators and saw it up with a sawzall so that they could do the fit inside a cubic yard box for shipment. Goofy shit like that. They got rid of an Animalocaris model that I think was painted with lead paint. Or cadmium paint. Chromium paint. So that had to go in the disposal bin. That was something else they had to break up. It seems like 8 feet long. It's one of those things where, like, if I had been on that day, it would have been like, oh, you sure you want to dispose of this? Or are you cool if I take this home and put it up in my house? Oh, damn, this is good. Hmm. Mm. Ooh, that guy doesn't need any. This guy's going to get a couple. These two are going to get a couple. What about this guy? No, that guy's not getting any. Alright, last bit of bronze for these two guys. And there's... Nope, that is the silver. A lot of these places always had something interesting. I almost got stopped by Homeland Security once. Or no, I did get stopped. I was doing a hotel. And they had like a 30-gallon drum, just an old cleaning soap they were getting rid of. It's up on the elevator only went to the 10th floor. This was up on the 11th floor. And I hop out of my truck and I head over, and the hotel guy is escorting me there. He goes, "Oh, hold on. You don't have anything sharp on you, do you?" And I was like, "Well, I got my box cutter and stuff." And like, oh no, okay. Go put that in the truck because Homeland Security is here for one of the guests, and I don't want them to shoot you. I was like, oh, fantastic. So we go up and we get off on the 10th floor, and a bunch of Homeland Security guys all step forward, one hand up, stopping me, the other hand on their pistol, and I'm like, no. I'm just here with the hotel guy, and they followed us as we walked up the stairs to the 11th floor to get this 30-gallon drum down the stairs. Fortunately, it only had like 10 pounds in it, so we were able to slide it down the stairs. So, not my first time almost getting shot by the government at work. Actually, that was the first time. Not my only time. The other time I had to do a bio box pickup for the Washington Metro, but at their Pentagon stop. And nobody told me how to get in there, so as I approached it and got a little too close, a bunch of squad cars and armed guards pulled, like, roll the window down and be like, "Don't shoot, please. I'm just here for a box of puke from your train station." Fun times. Alright, that should handle most of the metal. So, let's do... Let's do cloth. No, hold on. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go use the bathroom, so let me make my mouse working again. Do you have enough time to at least charge up a little bit now? How long has it been? 2.5 hours, that'll be enough, right? You gonna connect? You gonna connect? I don't think it's gonna connect. Power. Let's try it again. Oh, there's the arrow. I can see the arrow. It's not moving yet, but oh, there it goes. Okay. All right, I'll be right back. I have to go use the bathroom. All right, I'm back. All right. The grays. I think I'll do the gray. Some of the fur these guys are wearing. Probably some of their hair too. That's plenty. That's more than I need. Their old paint pile. A lot of bits are falling out of it. Lush. I like my paint blusher. All right, let's see. God damn, this is good. All right, let's see. This guy's got some. I think if there's no fur on them, their clothes, I'll do their hair gray. Lighten that up to different shades of dark. This guy, that sprue line on the top of his head. Oh, geez. His hairline's pretty far back, but those are pretty straight and linear. If they got fur on it, I'll do them with like dark brown or black hair. They got no fur. Just they're not all brown and metal. He's got a little fur on his neck. Alright. I'll highlight the fur. I won't highlight the gray hair on his head. Excuse me. But I also need to like... This hairline of his is just straight linear because of the mold. So let me just kind of like break that up a little bit. Little blotches here and there. There we go. Oh, didn't have any paint on the brush for that stroke. That'll just have to be different shades of brown. All right. This guy has kind of got the same thing going. So I'll do the fur on him. And I'll do this fabric sticking out under this layer as a gray. I don't know what kind of fabric it is. It's probably just shitty leather. Yeah, I think that's good gray. I didn't want these guys. Problem with these models is that they're so similar to each other. Like, I don't think they did this with the Mordor Orcs to this extent. So I don't think I have to worry about it too much. When I get around to painting those guys. Doop. Go. Stick it right on there. It's shining through there. There we go. Cover that. Oh shit, I got a little bronze there. I'm not gonna clean it up all the way, it makes the bronze look crappy. But you got any spots I can use the gray? His hair's pretty covered up. How about you got some nice gray pants on, buddy? Yeah, I saw a lot of fun stuff working hazmat. I'm in-house now, so I don't have to like travel and go to random spots. I still have interesting moments. Yeah, someone left a pair of lungs on a bench. Can't tell what's pants and what's boot. I really can't tell what's pants and what's boot. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Pants. Do I do 2 coats and make it look nice and smooth and even, or do I not do 2 coats and make it look like dirty orc clothes? It's probably fine. What do I want to do around his arms? I might do the sleeves too. Like he's wearing a big, I don't know, big onesie underneath his armor. Hi, honey.
I also made zucchini, but oh.
Ooh. My wife kicks ass. Freaking awesome. She brought me some zucchini bread. Yeah, I won't do a good job with the gray, but I'll do like a decent enough job for the orcs. Let's see if I can get in there. Without getting it all over his chest plate. Alright, that's enough for gray on him. Alright, how about his buddy? Did I look at his buddy yet? I think I did. I just said not to bother because he's got a lot of armor on. So that guy's probably fine. Oh, that zucchini bread smells good. Mm. Damn. Oh, I ate too fast. I'm gonna. It's like stuck in my throat. Almost choked a little bit. Spear dudes. Get off. Get out of here. Get out of here. Stop. Ow. Okay, this guy. These two guys have what looks like some kind of elephant hide. I gotta stand up and stretch real quick. Ooh. Getting a little nauseous from working so close. These guys look like they've got some kind of thick hide as their under tunic thing. Excuse me. I do not know what is wrapped around this guy. Shawl, hair, tunic. There's like a definite distinction between his hair and whatever hairy thing is on his back. So let me get some of that. This guy's gonna have a lot of gray on him, I guess. It's kind of the same. Him, on the other hand, I'll do his hair gray, and I'll do like a lighter, different color animal fur. Oh, I guess I can plug this back in. This guy's mostly, his hair is mostly covered by his helmet, so I'm only going to do two. There's a little bit I missed. A lot of the streamer guys look exactly the same to me. I could not tell you the difference between Asmongold, Moist Critical, Penguin Zero, or what was that other one? All exactly the same to me. Yep. Orcs, orcs, orcs. Like the robot chicken where Swedish chef is walking through town. It's like, ooh, the pork, ooh, the pork. And he sees a hot dog vendor and he offers him a fork. Ooh, ooh, a fork, fork. He sees Bjork. Ooh, Bjork. Moria Goblin pops up. Ooh, orc, orc. Oh yeah, then he runs home and screams to his wife. I forgot that part. Still funny, but in a sad way. A little bit more lead belcher on that side of his head. It's better. There's a certain amount of thinning and bleeding the paint seemed to do on their first pass over. Hair I missed. More hair I missed. iPad, you doing okay? iPad, you doing all right? All right, halfway through the gray. Now this guy is one I do want to get the gray on into his shield. I'm going to do it well so I don't have to redo a bunch of the silver I already put on. I should have done this in different orders. I always wonder if it would have been better if I just had little wet spots of paint and then just did each guy individually. I feel like that would have made more sense, actually. Boop. A little bit of elephant flesh. I got a little on the silver. That's okay. I need more food. I must consume more food. Let's see. Let's do his hair. It's a little bit Okay, this is another one of those guys whose head doesn't really make it clear what's what. Is it like a braid that comes off? I assume it's hair. It just kind of fades up into the top of his head. He doesn't have like a defined ear sticking out or anything. But it almost looks like he's wearing a hood. And if it weren't for like the rest of his hair, I think he was wearing a hood. Or orc skirt. Get his orc balls painted. That's an unpleasant thought. Oops. Dropping him. Paint's thinning a bit. This pasta's so good. All right. Mm. All right, this guy's wearing a fur over his shoulders. So really what I'm trying to do is just break up the different like batches of color I'm going to be using on these guys. Like I don't want to be using a bunch of grays and a bunch of browns all in one spot. I want a little bit here and there so it at least breaks up their palette a little bit. One thing I did like from Rings of Power was the Season 1 orcs. Those guys looked kick-ass. Mad, angry, wearing cool animal bone armor. Fortunately, it took just long enough to dry out the backside. Excuse me. I think that's all the fur. A little touch up on that edge there. iPad, what are you doing? Alright, it's fine. It's just doing weird shit. I use the iPad to make sure everything's functioning. That kind of looks like fur. It looks like he's got, like, fur gauntlets on. Guess that's what that is. The issue that it's not like... Oh, this isn't even. So on his right arm, he's got like some fur gauntlet, but he's also got fur sticking out like a sleeve out of his armor. But on his left side, it's a sleeve sticking out. And on the back of his right arm, it actually looks like it's not. It's just a regular sleeve. So I gotta take some liberties here with some of this. Some of whatever this is. Just that sleeve. We'll find out. I don't know. Find out when I go to paint it. Well, I am painting it. Find out when I put the final touches on it. All right. Orc pants. No, you know what? He's fine. Screw it. He's also fine. Ah. This one's fine too. But this one has got a lot of leather. So I'm going to do some of this for like the tunic underneath. The pants. The orcs like gray pants. Gray pants. The latest in orc fashion. Goes well with any blood stains, mud stains, shit stains, bloody shit stains. These are the same legs as this two-hander guy who had the same pants. Brush is gunking up a little bit. Get that a second to dry while I eat a little more dinner. I'll have some of the rice salad this time. The rice salad's real good. Tomatoes, shredded carrot, long grain wild rice, cranberries, sunflower seeds, a little vinegar, and honey. Nope, I'm saving that for last. That's delicious. Turtle, what are you doing? Don't do that. Turtle is messing up her house. Turtle, you live in there. When you screw it up, you're the one who has to live with it, not me. That turtle's always causing trouble in that tank. Well, aside from some, pill bugs and tiny stuff, there's only 4 critters in that tank. A tree frog and an anole. They live up in the canopy. And then Turtle and Pleco live in the bottom. Turtle has consumed everything that lives in the water. Pleco is the only thing too big for a turtle to eat. They fight a lot, but like Pleco's too big for Turtle to hurt, and Pleco has no teeth. Like, zucchini bread's good too. Like they can't really do any damage to each other. Pleco will suction onto Turtle's shell and shake her around a bit. But other than that, like, they get along okay. They only get competitive when Turtle eats Pleco's food, which Turtle will try to do because Turtle eats everything. She ate 70 fish one weekend, or 1 week. So I had to get a separate aquarium, but she just picks things up and throws it around and knocks things about, being a pain in the ass. This bread's really good. It is a little dry though. The rice is so good. Oh, there's a little bit of onion or something in there. Chives. Sometimes I just eat a bowl of this, like a huge bowl for a meal. A little bit of olive oil. Alright. Alright, I'm done eating. Back to work. Alright, elbow back on that mouse pad to relax it. Alright, back to work. Almost done with the pants. We'll start on the browns. And the browns, I think... excuse me. I ate too fast. The food fought its way back up for a second there. Anyways, next we'll start on the browns. Let me do his sleeves. And... browns will really fill in a lot of this, because I think the way I'll paint and plan these guys is what am I going to call them? Inner layers. That looks like chainmail. I know I missed on chainmail here. Oh yeah, this is the same arms. They're the chainmail to the other guy. Sorry, I'm holding the brush in my mouth, so bear with me for a second here. I'm going to be unintelligible. Alright, good. I'll start with the dark paint first. And I'll work my way up, and I'll do more inner layers with the darker colors. Let me just throw them on the mat. And then that way I can start with the dark and just add the light over it. Easier that way. Bum, 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 ba, da, 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 da. Almost done with the gray. Well, that wasn't the sleeve. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's supposed to be chainmail. Whatever it is, I gotta repaint it. You'll see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna retouch that. All right. Where did that's super glue? I don't want to use not clean the brush with super glue. That's for sure. What time is it? 8:20. It's Saturday. All right. So I think that's supposed to be kind of chainmail-like. So let me just push over whatever that part of his elbow is sticking out. It's not defined enough. At the top it looks like sleeve. At the bottom it looks like it's clearly not the same sleeve, but like, or is it? Mother fricker. All right. Need more water. Oh, hold on. YouTube Studio's getting a little janky. Hmm. How's it look on your end? Movements are still kind of smooth. It's a little jittery on mine. Let's see. Actually, I think I'll keep going with these guys later. I don't know if I'm gonna. I'm not gonna start to finish stream these guys. These guys are they're just orcs. I got a bunch of them. I do that. I'm probably gonna call it a night here. I haven't looked through and decided exactly how I'm gonna do the browns yet. So rather than mull about here, just take a break, call it a night. I'll keep doing them off stream. I got a few heroes for Gondor I want to do like full start to finish streams for. Got Denethor should be quick. He's pretty simple. Guard of the Fountain Court, they're a little more complex. Citadel Guard isn't going to be too hard either, and I've already got them primed and washed. That's dry and done and out of the way. I'll probably do Denethor and the Guard and the Fountain Court separate. What else? I got the Wood Elf Sentinels. They're kind of like the Wood Elves I already painted, so I might not stream them. Oops, I just smacked the other dude. Oh, and I got siege weapons. I got a bunch of siege weapons. Oops, I bonked the orc. That one's metal. I gotta make some repair pieces for that one. This one's metal. Yeah. So, siege weapons soonish. A lot of these guys like the Gondor guys over there. I'm not streaming them. There's I've done them before. There's so freaking many of them. So it'll be like some heroes, some war machines, things like that. Um, I think for as far as the orcs go, I gotta get up and stretch my legs and hang out with my wife a bit. So, I can't shut down the stream if I get out my mouse. Get that reconnected. Cat fuzz in it. So, anyways, it'll connect at some point. Where's my lid? I gotta remember not to like let this sit. I had to clean it out from all the mold. New sheet. New sheet in there. It's still got some weird stains. I don't know how it stains, but it does. But it was kind of moldy this morning. I opened it up, so I had to wash it out. Get back up there, you little gremlins, you. Well works. But it was a good stream today. Good engagement. That's nice. It's been a while since I got some. So, some of my fish are hungry. They're all hovering at the top of the tank. I'll get them fed. Does my mouse work yet? Try it again. How about now? Go to click it first. I did. That's all I had to do this whole time was just give it a click and we'll search for a signal. All right. Let's see. Other stuff upcoming soonish. I have to get some Monster Hunter going probably. I know the new one's coming out, but I still have World. I never got far in Monster Hunter World, and I say I didn't get far. I mean that like third or fourth mission where there's like a very bird-like little wyvern. Like I never even finished that one because I got too distracted by trying to kill the bigger one that would show up in the middle of that, and I just like got distracted and didn't pick the game up again. But I'll get around to it maybe at some point. Who knows? I don't know. All right. Anyways, I think that's it for me for tonight. I keep chugging away at these orcs over the weekend. I have like 2 months to finish them. So, but anyways, that is it for me. So have a good night, and I will see you later.
That timing.